Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Kathleen. How's everybody? Ah, anyway, today I'm just going to spend a few minutes talking about 1 Samuel 15. And it's simple. God gave Saul, had made Saul king, and God has given Saul a commandment about the Amalekites. And he did not do what God asked him to do. God asked Saul through his prophet Samuel to totally obliterate the Amalekites. But instead of doing so, Saul spared the animals and the king of the Amalekites. And God was really pissed off because God said it repented him that he gave Saul the position. So, my point here is that, let me see if I could find it. Ugh. I'm going to read portions of 1 Samuel 15. I'm just going to jump around. So I'm starting with verse 1. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. The voice of the words of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but say both man and but slay, both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them in Telaim, 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to a city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. Well, Amalek, excuse me. And Saul said unto the Kenites, go depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them, for ye shewed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed from among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refuse, that they destroyed utterly. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel. It repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he's turned back from following me and had not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night. Well, Samuel the prophet, uh, he had a special, you know, place in his heart for Saul, and he was so sad that this is what's happening to Saul. So he was in tears all night. So this is what happened here. Saul was commanded to destroy all the Amalekites, and he did not. everything pertaining to the Amalekites, and he did not. He spared these animals and the king. He didn't he didn't follow the commandment of God. Now, a lot of us think that the commandments are just the 10 items that was written on the stone that was given to Moses. But anything that God asks us to do is a commandment. If God says to do this and that, he means for you to do this and that. And that goes beyond the 10 items that's written on the 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 commandments that we know about. There's more than those in the Bible. When when God says do something, he expects us to do it. So the point of this conversation tonight is that God's commandments are more than thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, and all these different things. His commandments are anything that he asks you to do. Those are his commandments. And Saul didn't pay attention. He didn't complete his task. He kept the king alive and the animals. And here's the other point I want to make. Yes, God is indeed a God of love. So when people consider God as a God of love, because he is, they mean that these particular things that I read about, the killing of these people, the women, the men, even the children, they would be aghast at this because, like, would a God of love do something like this? So, yes, God is a God of love. And God is also a God of consequence. When he asks us to do something, he intends for us to do it. Clearly, there was something about the Amalekites that was displeasing to God. That's why he wanted them all to be destroyed. So, what could make God so angry? They must have done some serious iniquities and transgressions that God went so far. Well, God did say, from what I read, what they did was they were in wait when the people came out of Egypt. When Moses led the people out of Egypt, they laid in wait for them to do them harm, and God took exception to that because they tried to fight against what God wanted done. Excuse me. I'm drinking my smart water. I gotta get the Voss because I do not like drinking again from plastic bottles. They really need to put this water in a glass bottle. Right. So when God says something to do something, if you don't do it, you're going against his commandments. That's plain and simple. So Saul didn't utterly destroy the Amalekites and everything that they owned. Because clearly he wanted them all destroyed because they were contaminated. And by keeping them alive, that meant that they would contaminate God's people with whatever the evil that was attached to them. So God is not only just a God of love, you know, He's a God of war. He's a God of justice. There are many attributes to God, so don't get it twisted. Sometime, and this was Old Testament, okay? Even in the New Testament, God destroys people when they do things that are against what he stands for. And somehow I don't think a lot of people realize that it's because of something that was done that the destruction took place. And that was a lot of people that got killed in this 1 Samuel 15. Everybody was intended to be wiped out. Children, mothers, fathers, teenagers, from the least to the greatest, everyone was killed. It was the intention for everyone to be killed, including the king and the animals, everything, everything that day. And let me see. Let me look at something here. Let me see. It mentioned, let's see here, everything that was vile and refuse that they destroyed utterly. So notice the vile and the refuse. So that was not good things. Those were abominations. Those were things that were basically abominations to God. All right. So hopefully you got the point. Where we do not follow God's commands, destruction happens in our lives. Now, destruction doesn't always mean like our physical death. It could mean our health could be destroyed, our finances could be destroyed, different things that we want to do in our lives could be destroyed. So destruction it comes in different forms and formats. So that is my point for today. I'm going to do more with 1 Samuel 15, but this is it for now. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I think that's how it goes. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe because I'm trying to grow my channel. And I would really, really appreciate it. You know, I believe the word of God. I believe that Jesus Christ came on earth. He was born, he died, and he rose again on the third day. I thoroughly believe what the word of God says. And there's more to understand here. Um, in the first verse, Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. The voice of the words of the Lord. The voice of the words of the Lord. So the word of the Lord has power. And we are supposed to listen to the voice of the words of the Lord. Well, anyway, thank you for the future people who will be listening to my channel. May God bless you and keep you and your family. And may your life be prosperous at all times. I just thank God for his mercies, his blessings, his benefits, his support. I thank God for health. I thank God for strength. I thank God for my going out, my coming in, my standing up, my sitting down, my laying down. I thank God for faith. I thank God for mercy. I thank God because He is God and He's the author and finisher of my faith. I thank God for protecting me and my son and family members. I thank God for being good to me. I thank God that even when I've done stupid things, He still protected me despite my nonsense. I thank God. I thank God for everything. I thank Him for being God, and I'm grateful to God for everything. I'm grateful to God for clothes, food, shoes, shelter, everything that I am and everything that I have, because it all belongs to Him. Everything we have belongs to God. And I'm grateful to God for how far He brought me in life. And I love that song. I got to work on, my voice, clearing that chronic, that cough situation that doesn't belong to me. Because I say it doesn't belong to me because it doesn't, because it's not mine. The thing that happens to me is really irritating my throat, but my voice is going to be back on top in tip top shape before the year is out. My vocal cords will be in tip top shape before the year is out. Not by might. I love that song so much. Not by power, by your spirit, God. Send your spirit, God. Not by might, not by power, by your spirit, God. Send your spirit, God. Not by might, not by power, by your spirit, God. Send your spirit, God. Not by might, not by power, by your spirit, God. Send your spirit, God. Man, I just love, 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 not by might, not by power. The name of this song is Your Spirit by Tasha Cobbs Leonard. It is, I just feel all sorts of heavenly feels when I sing and listen to this song. But anyway, I thank you, future people, when you do listen to this. Hopefully, you get something out of it. And I will see you when I see you. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are when you listen to this. Be blessed.